Welcome everyone to another startup and automobile documentation. What we have here is a 2020 Subaru Legacy Sport.
This Legacy is painted in crystal white pearl.
On the key fob, you have the buttons for lock, unlock, trunk release, and panic. It does have smart key access on the front doors. Storage on the front door panels. It does have power windows, locks, and mirrors.
The Legacy Sport has a two-tone gray cloth interior with red color contrast stitching throughout.
The driver's seat is fully powered with two-way power lumbar support, while the front passenger seat is manual. And now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start the engine. And it does have push-button ignition.
The Legacy is Subaru's contender in the midsize sedan segment, competing directly with rivals like Accord and Camry. The Legacy was launched for 1990. It's worth noting that beginning with the launch of the second-gen Legacy for 1995, Subaru has also sold the Outback, which is pretty much a Legacy with a raised ride height and a more rugged appearance. For the Legacy's past few generations, the regular Legacy has exclusively been a sedan, while the Outback has solely been a five-door wagon/crossover. The Legacy has lasted 7 generations since its launch. However, the Legacy is set to be discontinued after 2025 due to traditional sedans continuing to lose popularity in favor of crossovers. The Outback, however, is still going strong and entering a new generation for 2026, which means for the first time ever, the Outback will be a true standalone model as opposed to a modified Legacy. This 2020 model we have here represents the 7th and final generation of the Legacy, codenamed BW, with a run spanning from model years 2020 through 2025. It also provides the basis for the 6th generation, or 2020 through 2025 Subaru Outback. The 7th gen Legacy utilizes a new platform and is claimed to be much stiffer than the outgoing generations. The old flat 6 engine offered in higher trims was also discontinued for the 7th gen Legacy and was replaced by a new top engine choice, which is the 2.4-liter turbocharged flat 4. 2023 saw the Legacy and Outback get a mid-cycle facelift, which of course makes this 2020 a pre-facelift model. Trim levels for the US market 2020 Legacy included Base, Premium, Sport, Limited, Limited XT, and Touring XT. 2 engines were offered, the base one being a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated flat 4 with 182 horsepower. The top engine, found in both of the XT trim levels, is a 2.4-liter turbo flat 4 with 260 horses. The sole transmission is a CVT, and standard across the range is Subaru's patented symmetrical all-wheel drive system. Also standard across the range is Subaru's EyeSight driver assistance suite.
In the instrument cluster, we have 4 analog gauges: your tachometer, speedometer, fuel gauge, and temperature gauge. And there's also a digital info display, which can be gone through via these controls on the steering wheel. It has a 3-spoke design, leather-wrapped, and multifunctional steering wheel. It does have sport grips, red contrast stitching, and it also has paddle shifters. Now as for controls, on this side you'll find all of your audio controls, voice command button, your Bluetooth controls. Down here, your information display controls. Then on this side you'll find all of your cruise and adaptive cruise controls. So you have your gap adjust, and then your lane centering assist. And then you have your drive mode buttons right here for your SI drive system. The steering wheel is tilt and telescopic. Aluminum sport pedals. Your trunk release button right here. Your panel dimmer. Climate vent for the driver. Trip reset button. On this side, you'll find your exterior lighting stock, And on this side, you'll find your wiper stock. Going down the center of the interior, you have your central climate vents, hazard light button, and right here is your whole touchscreen infotainment system that was introduced in this 2020 generation of the Outback and Legacy. We'll go over the system more in a bit. You do have some physical controls, however, your volume power tuning knobs, and then below here you have your dual zone automatic climate controls. A lot of them are just built into the screen right here, but then you've also got your physical temperature buttons, and then your front and then your rear defrosters. And then you can bring up your climate controls, big on the screen right here. You have your different zones, temperature for either side, auto, max AC, that kind of stuff. Then down here you'll find the controls for your 3-stage heated front seats, and your fan speed, that kind of stuff. The parking brake is electronically operated. You have a little bit of storage. You also have an aux port and 2 USB-A ports. Entering reverse does reveal a backup camera with guidance lines. You have 2 cup holders and a 2-tiered center console with a 12-volt power outlet. The glove box is lockable. You also have a little storage shelf above here. Vanity mirrors and lights for both sun visors. Grab handles at all 4 corners. Auto dimming rear view with garage home link. And on the overhead console, you have a sunglass holder, your roadside assistance, reading lights, and the power controls for your sunroof. Alright, and here is the Starlink infotainment system in this 2020 Subaru Legacy. Now this screen, it looks daunting when you first see it, but as I've gotten used to these, I don't think it's that hard to do, because the top portion right here stays in place, and then the air conditioning controls stay right down there. It's kind of this middle screen that serves as the whole infotainment system, but whatever you have up here, I do believe it will just stay in place. So it has your clock, outside temperature, you can bring up your water, oil temperature, that kind of stuff. Then whatever's here, it will stay here, and then same thing with the climate controls, which I already showed you. Then you also have a few buttons right here that stay in place. Your vehicle safety assistant, the safety features, etc., that kind of stuff. Then you also can toggle your auto brake hold and auto start stop. Then you have your driver profiles, but then the home screen. So you do have navigation. It's a nice big map for a big screen. It is nice to have that. Navigation, you have radio, so your AM, FM. You also have your Sirius XM, and you do have Bluetooth audio streaming as well. And sound settings right here. Now media, there's your Bluetooth audio, then you also have USB, aux, that kind of stuff. Phone, pretty self-explanatory for pairing a phone. Then under apps, Sirius XM Travel Link. If you have a subscription for that, you can do your local fuel prices, local weather, that kind of stuff. Then again under apps, My Subaru, and then you also have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto capabilities for this system. Car info, you have some pretty cool screens pertaining to the car itself, be it the safety systems, then your maintenance reminders, and then settings, you have got all sorts of stuff under settings. I mean, whether it's the sound system, the navigation system, the car itself. I'm not going to go over all that stuff. And then you can add shortcut. But I think this infotainment system is pretty nice once you get used to it. But now we'll roll down the driver's window and have a look at the engine bay. All 4 windows are fully automatic.
The Sport trim comes with black metallic finished 18-inch 5-spoke alloy rims. Powering the Sport is the Legacy's base engine for 2020, Subaru's FB25 2.5-liter naturally aspirated flat 4. This all-aluminum boxer engine has dual overhead camshafts, 4 valves per cylinder, direct injection, and dual-active valve control. Horsepower is rated at 182 at 5,800 RPM, and torque is rated at 176 pound-feet at 4,400 RPM. The transmission is a Lineartronic CVT with an 8-speed manual mode, and power is sent to all 4 wheels via Subaru's patented symmetrical all-wheel drive system as standard. Running on regular unleaded with an 18.5-gallon fuel tank, EPA estimates are 27 mpg in the city and 35 mpg on the highway. It has a McPherson strut front suspension and a double wishbone rear suspension. Stopping the Legacy are 4-wheel ventilated disc brakes.
Storage on the back door panels as well. Split folding rear seats. Both of the front seats have mat pockets in the backs. Coat hooks. As for backseat passenger amenities, you have a folding center armrest with 2 cup holders, a little bit of storage, and 2 USB-A ports. And as for space, I'm about 6'1" with the driver's seat in a pretty comfortable position. I gotta say, it's a very comfortable back seat. Legroom and footroom are really good. The seat feels nice, headroom is not too bad. Really not much to complain about with this Legacy. I do like how the sport trim is equipped. I do like how the sport trim looks. With the black mirrors and the black rims, kind of goes nice with the white paint. And you get the niceties like the sunroof, the heated seats, but you get all of the Subaru safety features as standard, and of course the all-wheel drive capabilities as well. So I just think this is a really nice, well-rounded package overall. Single exhaust.
The Legacy provides 15.1 cubic feet of trunk space, which can be expanded on by folding down the back seats.
And as seen earlier, the fuel cap is on the passenger side. Anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2020 Subaru Legacy. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.